And of course, we got Lance Woolie in here now. And we started to talk off there, but you said you got a story. So I'm going to let you tell your story right now. Lance, tell me your story.
Well, this radio station and your radio show changed my life. The last time I was here, I had been to a bunch of stations in Texas, in Colorado and Louisiana. And I got here in WImberly, and I got to say, I said at that time, this is the nicest control booth I've ever seen. And it was beautiful, and I loved WImberly, and I was driving away from this station, and the next show, which I believe you were hosting.
Yes, the Hitching Post.
Had Joyce Webb on, and I'm driving away. I'm going home to Louisiana, and I hear Joyce's voice across the radio waves, and I just felt like this woman knows what she's talking about. And I came back here to meet her. And on the way...
So you turned around?
I turned around. Turned my car around, drove back over here, and on the way, she said that Kenny Rogers had proposed to her. So I wrote on a CD, "Will you marry me?" And I said, I'll be darned, Kenny Rogers, the only country singer, is going to propose to her. And I gave her the CD, and we became instant friends. She invited me to her house, which she told me last night. She's like, I don't do that. You were a stranger. But I just felt like a connection, and we did. And we started writing. She plays piano amazingly, like Jerry Lee Lewis. And we started writing songs, after a couple of trips back and forth of being friends. And so we got to, because we just talk on the phone for hours and hours. And she's 85. But she has the spirit of a 22-year-old.
Yes, she does.
She does.
She does.
Talk me, which is really hard to do. But anyway, we started writing songs. We wrote like 30 songs together on a week. I stayed here, and about 5 ended up going in the studio, and we've got 2 or 3 on this next record.
Oh, that's great.
And the way it works with Joyce is, I just sit down on the piano bench next to her. She plays. We talk about, hey, play this style or whatever. And I just sing, and the words come out almost verbatim what ends up on the record.
Wow.
Which it is like a natural flowing water of creativity.
Divine intervention almost.
Yeah. And every now and then we got to clean the palette, so we do a Christmas tune. But I saw a roach across the floor, and I was like, all right, give me something creepy. And I was like, creeping and crawling across the floor. Come on down to the local roach motel or something, And it wasn't a keeper, but it gets those motors going, writing creatively. And,
for those of you out there that don't know who Joyce Webb is, we call her the songstress on the square, and she plays piano outside ceremony.
Yeah.
Here on the square.
She's like a busker.
Yeah.
She is, yeah.
And I, after a couple months ago, I asked AI, the artificial intelligence. I said, where can I play my music as a songwriter and get the most exposure in the United States of America? And I'm telling you, it pointed out that stage where she's at.
Really?
And it didn't know that she was on it. It just said, this is the spot. And that is the spot. And I think that it should always be there for people to do that. She's an amazing person, and she's an amazing player. And she wrote a lot of songs for Kenny Rogers.
Right, yeah.
We when she was in she broke her leg last year, and she was in the hospital, and really we were all worried about it. At 85, you break a leg, it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And Charlie, her new husband, they just got married, by the way. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but he broke his neck at the same time.
Oh, man.
They couldn't see each other, but she's in the hospital, and I go up there to visit her. I bring my guitar. And she's never done drugs in her whole life. Hadn't drank a sip of alcohol. She said, I've drank one sip at a time. And her whole life. But she was on opiates in this hospital. And she starts spouting out some things from her childhood. And I just start writing, and I wrote another song. And it hasn't made it to the studio yet. But it is so, it's not necessarily dark, but it is just such a deep thing that only came from interacting with her and her saying things that she probably wouldn't have said had she been sober.
Yes.
And so I took advantage of that moment, and she was okay with it. She wasn't mad about it. She likes the song too, but I'm not gonna play that one today.
And she's stunningly beautiful.
She is.
Really is. She looks better than she did when the day I met her.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Well, I hope that the Chamber of Commerce is listening to you, because you'd be a great spokesman for them right now. 2, the City of WImberly Tourist Board right
Absolutely.
now. And then I hope Ceremony's listening because you just named them the number one busking spot in America right then. Yeah.
It is. Sometimes they got plants on the stage, and, honestly, if they just surrounded them, leave it open.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, Lance, let's hear a song and tell us about Lance Woolie, everybody.
Well, my car broke down on the way to Texas. And there's a 50-50 chance it's going to start after this interview. But let's play a song from my last record called Road to Texas. Driving away was the easiest thing to do, till I realized all roads lead back to you. Running all night on the highway, just like we love to do. Oh, I realize all roads lead back to you. The headlights up ahead remind me of your eyes. I've seen your face in every place I pass through tonight. And the rain keeps crawling down on my window, smacking with my wipers in time. And every road it leads to Texas when you're on my mind. Sitting at the bar doesn't do a whole lot for me. I gotta move around, catch any fish that's ever swam in the sea. If you took my hand in marriage, I'd leave my wife tonight, take you back home. Girl, you make the world just right. The headlights up ahead remind me of your eyes. Seen your face in every place I pass through tonight. And the rain keeps crawling down on the window, smacking with my wipers in time. And every road it leads to Texas when you're on my mind. Said every road it leads to Texas when you're on my mind.
Yeah, his name is Lance Woolie. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
That sounds good. So, Lance, did you make a special trip just to come back to be on this show today?
Absolutely.
Man.
We love that.
I drove 480 miles to get here because, and really, I've been trying to get back in this station for a while because I had changed radio promoters. And, all the radio promoters, it's all about relationships. They know people, and this new one doesn't know y'all. So I'm going to try to introduce him to y'all. He's a great guy, but at the same time, I come to WImberly all the time because when I'm going to Colorado, right. And every time I come through here, I pass by the station. I'm honking and waving. I know y'all that get that all day long. You don't know who is doing that, but it's me.
But we love it.
And so, I just came back through and I don't know, what was the question again?
Yeah, you drove all the way in just for the radio show?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I tried to get some gigs, but this show is so important to me that when you said it, I took off a month from some medical problems. I've been having chest pains, and I've been having anxiety, and I've been my back. I have spinal injury. I broke my hand in December.
Man,
oh my gosh!
I see that nice little scar right there. Yeah,
I had surgery on my hand. They put 5 pins in my hand. You can see it on TikTok if you're into that kind of crap. But because it's gross. but at the same time, it's made me it's fired me up to learn how to play the piano.
Oh, yeah.
Cast on, like I just wanted to use it, and it's good therapy. So I'm starting to learn how to play piano now. And but
Good for you.
Well, I guess we'll do this song. I haven't done it in a long, long time. But it was on my first record, and it's applicable to this medical process that I've been going through. I mean, just remember, if you're hurt, the world doesn't stop. You got to keep going, but sometimes you got to take care of yourself, and that's why I took off the month. And you sent the message right at the perfect time, because I have been in therapy, and so I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited to be out of the house. So let's see. I was trying to surprise you, dropping by your work today. I scooped up some flowers when I was on the way, but your boss said you left early. You stepped out with an old friend. You know that I'm not the jealous kind, but I won't do that again. One of us is wrong. We can't both be right. One of us is wrong. Are we gonna make it through the night? Are we far too gone to turn back now? Will we make it back home? One of us is wrong. I think it's you, but I hope it's me. I got chest pains and I'm dizzy, and it's running down my arm. Think this could be the big one. Maybe my time is come and gone. And the doctor tried to tell me my heart's gonna be just fine. He's a medicine man who don't understand, and it's always on my mind. One of us is wrong. We can't both be right. One of us is wrong. Are we gonna make it through the night? Are we far too gone to turn back now? Will we make it back home? One of us is wrong. I think it's you, but I hope it's me. I got robbed by a gangbanger down in Baton Rouge. He pulled a double-barrel shotgun and took 2 slugs in the air. Now I'm no mathematician, but I can count to 2. Just go ahead and shoot me, I don't care. One of us is wrong. We can't both be right. One of us is wrong. Are we gonna make it through the night? Are we far too gone to turn back now? Will we make it back home? One of us is wrong. I think it's you, 'cause it sure ain't me.
Yeah, Lance Woolie. That sounds so good.
I thought
so
it was
good.
applicable.
I love that.
Hey, we got to take a little break, and we're going to come right back with more Lance Woolie. Y'all stick around.
KWVH
And we're back. We're easy with Coach. And I got Princess Pamela sitting on her throne making it sound good. And we're having a great time hanging out with Lance, aren't we?
Oh, we are.
He's so good, so talented and stuff like that. And he's got a real love for our city of Wimberly right here and the folks around it and this radio station and this show and everything else like that. And we appreciate that so much. Lance, let's hear another song right now. Lance Woolie, everybody.
All right, this is a song, my last single, and I dedicate it to John Walton, who was a lover and appreciator of collegiate football. I ain't too drunk to watching collegiate football. I ain't too drunk to cook out on game day. People say I need to slow my drinking, hey, but I don't give a damn what people say. I will pick myself up off the ground, ride my horse back through this town, and I'm too drunk to do a lot of things. That being said, I ain't too drunk to drink. So just bring me a bottle of wine, some whiskey, and some moonshine. We'll get tipsy-turvy all night long. Put them old records back on, lock the door and leave me in, because I'm too drunk to drive, but I ain't too drunk to drink. I ain't too drunk to listen to country music. I ain't too drunk to dip in my fishing hole. I ain't too drunk to make a little loving. I ain't too drunk to do it on the floor. I will pick myself up off the ground, ride my horse back through this town. Well, I'm too drunk to do a lot of things. With that being said, I ain't too drunk to drink. So just bring me a bottle of wine, some whiskey, and some moonshine, and we'll get tipsy-turvy all night long. Put them old records back on, lock the door and leave me here. I may be too drunk to drive, but I ain't too drunk to drink. I'm too drunk to listen, too drunk to understand. I'm too drunk to look the other way, 'cause that ain't who I am. And if you're looking for friendly friction, honey, won't you take my hand? Might be too drunk to drive, but I ain't too drunk to drink. Yeah, I'm too drunk to drive, but I ain't too drunk to drink.
Ah, yeah, Lance Woolie. That sounds so good, so good. Hey, Lance, people are listening. They're loving what they're hearing. They want to know more about you. What's the best way to follow Lance Woolie?
You get on any of the musical platforms. Just look up Lance Woolie, Woolie, like Woolly Swamp. Lance Woolie. You can go to my website, lancewoolie.com. I'm on Twitter. I'm on the TikTok. If you want to see crazy stuff, go to the TikTok. You want to see regular stuff, go to Facebook. If you want to see Wild West stuff, I guess go to X because you can do anything on that.
Yeah, you can. And talk about some of your merchandise because you're sporting some socks right now. They're unique to Lance Woolie.
My agent told me I couldn't go barefoot on stage. I like barefoot because it helps me with the pedals I use, foot pedals. And so I got these chicken socks. I love chickens. My girlfriend loves chickens. I have a video on the internet with 40 million views of me and the chicken. And if you look up mosquito repellent chicken, you'll see my face. I don't want to really promote it, but I love chickens. Basically, that's what I wanted to say.
So you got these chicken socks, and are they for sale on your website?
Yeah, you can get them on my website. They're real cheap, and I got them before the tariffs. So I don't know how the tariffs are going to affect the chicken socks in the future. They may go up a whole $1. I don't know.
And that is LanceWoolie.com?
LanceWoolie.com. And you can find me on any musical platform. I really encourage you, just go watch my new video of that last song, Too Drunk. It's brand new. Spent a whole lot of money on this video. It's funny. You'll love it. And leave me a comment. Let me know. And tell a couple friends. That's it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, tell us again, where are you from in Louisiana?
I'm born in Baton Rouge in the building that is now the police headquarters.
Okay.
But I live in New Roads, Louisiana, about an hour away on the river and at the end of Lance Street.
At the end of Lance Rouge. That's appropriate. Now, an hour away from Baton Rouge or an hour? Okay.
From Baton Rouge. I'm about 480 miles from here.
Okay. So you're an upstate Louisiana guy.
Yeah, it's like in the middle. You know, we're protected from all the other states. But we do appreciate you. You know, whenever we flooded in 2016 in Denham Springs, we had 120,000 residents and 105,000 lost everything because of the floods. And Texas, you guys send over people to give us food and help us in that, and we appreciated it. And whenever Hurricane Harvey hit, I called my buddy. I was like, hey, what are we going to do? There's 20 foot of water in Houston. He's like, call everybody you know. By the end of the day, we had 10 boats, and we headed for Texas. By the time we got to Houston, we were 100 boats strong.
Oh, wow.
That is amazing.
Unfortunately, we lost 4 guys the first night due to they got electrocuted doing night rescues. It's rough. You know, you hear stuff on the radio like an old elderly couple in an attic. The water's already up to their roof. They're in the attic. They're waiting to get out. If you don't get there, they're going to die. You know, and so it's tough. You know, but at the same time, we are family, Texas, Louisiana, and I do appreciate that. And you know, that kind of leads into this song. You know, life. You know, we live in this infinite universe. You know, it is just so big and so humongous, and we are here for such an infinite, small, finite amount of time. So just take the time that you can and appreciate the people that you have.
Oh, you most definitely there. Yes.
Thank you, Lance.
And this song's called Uber, and that's kind of what this is about. As I'm getting older, sometimes I'm stumbling down. I look over my shoulder, there ain't no one around. I would give anything to see you walk through that door. I got a lot of these feelings deep inside of me reeling. I can't take anymore. How about an Uber to your ancestor? Let's take a ride with those resting in peace. Take a lift with your long lost friends, streaming all the memories. At the end of our days, we won't need Chevrolet. Say hello to a friend. Hey buddy, how have you been? It's good to see you again. Everyone's been talking, but they've got nothing to say. They leave their condolence, and then they go on their way. I remember that morning, taking my coffee. I should have listened what you had told me. I was too busy writing a song, and then you were gone. How about an Uber to your ancestor? Let's take a ride with those resting in peace. Take a lift down to memory lane, dreaming all the memories. At the end of our lives, we won't feel 25. When you arrive there at the end, won't need a box to put it in. They'll tell you just fall in line. Tell your lovers and your kin when you see them again, everything is just
yeah, Lance Woolie, that was incredible. Thank you so much today, coming in today. And so the new music, you talked about it and stuff like that. When do you anticipate that coming out?
That song is out right now.
That
song is Uber. It is the latest release. I haven't done any promotion yet. I'm just kind of like testing the waters on it because I got to figure out if this song or the next one's going to be the single you promote. You know, it costs a whole lot more money to promote than it does to make the stuff. You know, I can make a song $1,500 Nashville level, Brent Mason playing on there, ain't no problem. But to promote that song, it costs $10,000. You got to music videos. You got to drive 480 miles.
Oh, you betcha.
No, it's not y'all's fault. It's part of the game. Like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to comment on Facebook about it, it never happens.
That's true.
So you got to get out there and tell people. And I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you so much. I would ask you, please, implore you, just go check out my music and tell somebody about me, and that's it.
You betcha. We'd love for you to send us your song, and you might have already. I've been so far behind, I haven't checked, but we will try to play that on the radio.
I send it because I don't spam them. You know,
I
go through the promoter just because I'm sure y'all get hundreds of them. You know, like
we get a few come through here. Yes, a few.
I remember a Dallas radio station was getting started. I said, "Hey, would y'all be interested in playing my song?" He said, "I don't know who you are, so no."
No.
And you know what? That's good. That's good to hear because you want people to be honest.
Yeah.
And, I have never been to that station.
Well, we know who you are.
Yeah. There'll be a day, well, he'll know. And when I figure out who that guy is, I'll be like, remember me? You know me now. 2 years ago, Zach Top, nobody knew his name. A year ago today, people weren't talking about it. I was listening to his record way before a lot of people were, and Brent Mason plays on his record too. And you go out there and see music, and when you see somebody doing great, follow them and support them and cheer them on because it seems like being famous is more important than talent, and it's a shame because there's a lot of guys like Zach and me that need work. I want to play in every venue in Wimberly. If you know somebody that owns a venue, tell them Lance Woolie, get them in here. I will come at work at whatever price. I don't care because I stay with Joyce and we have fun. And, I might even get her up there. So I thank y'all for having me, Coach. I love the show. And I'll definitely come back and see y'all all the time. I got some gifts for y'all, too, by the way.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Well, it was a treat for us. And I'd say, hey, go busk at the spot down there today. But we could get rain today. So, it may not be a good
day. I thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I contemplated it. But risk versus reward.
Exactly. Yeah. But, Lance, we'd love to have you back anytime you want to make that drive. We'll love to have you back on the show again. It was such fun and stuff like that. Now, one of the things we didn't get to in this interview that I wanted to and we're a little low on time, but touch base briefly on what you brought in here, or these glasses that you brought in.
Oh, these are XR glasses, and I'm the first person in the world to have music, notes like in an orchestra. You see somebody with sheet music,
right?
Well, there's a person that gets paid to turn that. I got a pedal to turn it, but what I have is it's pumped into my sunglasses. There's 2 computer monitors, and I see a 120-inch screen. And that way I can look at the audience.
Wow.
And also the shades block the bright lights. So
Right.
I can, and at some point I'm going to get cameras hooked up so I can see the audience and maybe even zoom in. Like,
Ooh.
so I can look
How
at people.
cool is that?
I think that might be a push if I'm trying to play music on stage. But,
Yeah.
you know, like it's really a cool time to be playing music. You know, I see a lot of guys with iPads, and I tell every one of them, I was like, you know, this is a little expensive. It's about $700 for the whole thing, and it takes a couple of, you know, a little technical stuff, but it's you're going to see people at the airport watching movies looking like Stevie Wonder, just laughing. What are they doing? Is everybody blind? No, they're just wearing their phone on their face.
Wearing their phone on their face. Well, and like you said, you know, people look down at their iPads. They look down at the stuff like that.
You from the audience.
It does.
And it always bothered me, you know. And we don't necessarily, we know the songs, but it's like we want to know what's the key of the next song that's about we're still in the last chord of this song.
Yeah.
What's the next key so I can shift into that key, or so that the guys behind me know what's going on. It's really just to make the best show. Also, enunciating lyrics. I see a lot of my friends who've been on this show who are great musicians.
Right.
And you get to the third verse and they struggle to remember the third verse. And my memory sucks. So and the words that these writers wrote, like Tennessee Whiskey, warm, he said, yours warm. If it was any other word, you'll never get to that note. It was warm as a glass of brandy. You'll never get there with any other word. And so it's important to know the actual word, and sometimes you're busy doing 16 things musically. You get to that word, it's good to see. If you forgot it, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And once I know the first line, the first word, I know the rest of the sentence. I know everything. It's weird.
Just need that little prompt, yeah.
Yeah, brain power.
That's incredible.
But that's what I do it for. I mean, and not some people. If I had a better memory, I wouldn't do it at all.
So Lance, I know also you used to have the Hog Leg Band. Are you still playing full band, or are you doing mostly solo stuff?
Oh, I'm still full band. All I did was rebranded. I took the Hog Leg Band. I wrote all the songs for Hog Leg Band.
Right.
And I just rebranded because there were some trademark issues. There were 6 other bands using Hog Leg for something, and they were all complaining about, you're taking up our space, and I was kicking their butt. Man, look, I'm sorry. It is what it is. So I went ahead and just went with my real name, Lance Woolie. Ain't nobody else got that.
That's right.
And apparently everybody seems to like that too. And it is kind of a country name just by default.
Yeah.
I mean, Woolie. I mean, that just sounds country. So that's what I did. But I'm still using all the high power musicians before. The only difference between the last record and this record is now we've added Brent Mason, the greatest guitar player of all time. He played on Zach Top's records. Every single hit that you and I know from the 1980s to now, thousands and thousands of songs, Brent Mason. I'm talking Brad Paisley, George Strait, Kenny Rogers, all of them.
You betcha, yeah.
And so he's just it's an amazing guy to run into, and he gave me a great deal working on my record. I sent him the stuff, and basically I hire a studio up there in Nashville. He goes in and works on my stuff, and he sends it back to me, and then we bring it. But we do Foundation in Louisiana. But it's amazing. It's just a great time to be working with somebody that you know that 10 years ago I would never have access to.
That is great story, great songs, and I appreciate you coming in today, Lance.
Thank y'all.
You betcha.
Y'all are my favorite station in the world, like right now. I haven't found a better one.
Wow, I hope we get that recorded right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate you so much, and appreciate Pamela coming in today and making her magic work also. And we want to thank the people out there for supporting our Kentucky Derby. It sounds like a good time was had by all.
It was a great event.
Did y'all hear what happened, huh?
Yeah.
Sovereignty beat journalism.
He did.
But they're all descendants of Secretariat.
Really?
Every
all
horse
in there.
Are you kidding
of the
me?
19 running.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
It was a great event, and thank you so much,
That's
community,
how
for
great.
supporting
I gotta
it.
go watch that movie now. Like I ain't seen that movie.
Oh, you hadn't seen the movie?
I've never
It's a
seen
good
the
one.
movie.
It's a good one.
That's it. That's on the list.
Yeah. It was a great time. We appreciate the community out there supporting our radio station. We appreciate y'all listening in and supporting this radio show. For one, we're allowing us to have music on most 5 days a week and live music in our studio in the Fishbowl. And it is the Fishbowl right now. We get a little rain outside.
Yeah, we are.
With it now, though. And tomorrow on the show, we got Pug Johnson coming on, another great musician. I believe he's from the Beaumont area. At least he used to be there. It ought to be a fun time. So like I always say, happiness is a choice. So get out of that rut and get in the groove and live your life with the attitude of gratitude. Going to take you out here a little Max McNown, excuse me. Love Me Back. Take us home, Pamela.